And now it's time for your viewer comments. Nicely. We'll begin with more issues about the DW-H5600. I know I wanted to get that. It's still not here. It's really hard to get it in Aruba. I've had a comment just today that even in the Philippines it's not available yet. So while everybody's eager to try it out, there are some who already had hands-on with it, and we have 3 comments here regarding the DW-H5600. We're going to breeze through them and then we're going to comment on that. Cool PKDuck says, my DW-H5600 works great ever since I got it. However, one needs to be paired with the phone and do the firmware update. I doubt that other owners did that. And by the way, the H5600 is made in Thailand. Okay, first and foremost, it's fine to have it made in Thailand. Most G-Shocks are made in Thailand, so that's a tidbit there. But we're going to get back to his comment. Next, GB Hunter 05 says, I'm finding the battery life is not optimal when using the HR monitor, always on and notifications on. Been getting 3 to 4 days without much sun exposure. So that's not what we expected. Many people were actually saying that. I'm gonna read the rest of this comment. It's kind of long there. But again, okay, but he did mention here about the sun exposure, the light exposure could be an issue, but we'll get back to that. And finally, Danny Moore 6886 says, got one today. It sucks. Large letters, all caps. Can't get it to do anything right. It sucks. Again, okay, so he's really shouting at our face here. Well, Danny, if you're watching this video, you may want to look at what Cool PKDuck said. Maybe you just need to update the firmware. So that could be an issue. That's why it's not really functioning properly. But I do hear that the app is still garbage, as many people would put it lightly. So even if you update the firmware, there's still a big chance that it will suck based on your standards. And we couldn't blame you, because if you've been experiencing all of these fitness tracking watches from Garmin and even Apple, then maybe the DW-H5600 will be underwhelming for you. However, yes, people, just a reminder, before you complain, try and update the firmware first. Now, this is something that's new to the G-Shock crowd, or well, maybe not new, because there are some G-Shocks out there that have been using this fitness tracking modules and these MIP displays and these smart functions for a while now, and I guess it's part of the game, or it's part of life, updating your firmware. So try and update your firmware first. Maybe that would solve many of your issues. And Cool PKDuck says that solved this. But here's the going back to GB Hunter 05's comment, 3 to 4 days. Now that is not gonna cut it for what we've been promised. Well, actually, we're not being promised, but they did mention that they're going to go up to days if you just leave the heart tracker, heart monitor on. I remember, I think it's like 7 days or 11 days, something like that. But now he's saying that maybe it's the sunlight exposure that's not helping him on this end. But one, I guess that's why G-Shock said that it's just solar assisted. It's not tough solar. When it comes to G-Shock solar functions, you always go for the tough solar, because that has been tested for many years now, for decades even, to actually power the watch enough. It's enough to power the watch without ever changing the battery. Well, without changing the battery for years at the very least. And now it's this new MIP display square is just solar assisted, and now we know why, because it could last just 3 to 4 days, and that sucks. And just like what Danny Moore says, but maybe in a different way, And that sucks because like many of us, we're hoping at the very least that it's going to be a lot more days than that. So there's more issues with the DW-H5600. And I also like commented in Bogrot's comment also earlier. I replied to that, and it's really swaying me on the other side now. I'm not really so enthusiastic anymore and not so enthusiastic anymore in getting one of these, but I have one of these inbound. Hopefully it will be here soon as that contact of mine gives me some update on that. Damisu8 says, he's also talking about that, the Panerai. He says here, I'm a G-Shock and Panerai guy. That's all there is in my collection. They're perfect stable mates. There you go. Tools, rugged, and no nonsense. All of these people who want dainty 36mm watches, hey, come on now. You're hurting my feelings there. Well, I don't want 36, I want 38. Anyway, I don't get it. However, I do have to be careful not to bash any of my watches on door frames. I keep having to repair the door frames. Well, actually, that's kind of funny and unexpected. Bravo on that. A very nice comment there, and I could see, like, if that's him, like, yeah, he's a very manly man, if you ask me. And yes, G-Shocks and Panerai go hand in hand. If you can pull it off, why not? You know, and both watches are built to last, and they're built like tanks. And it's just a matter of taste. Dami Su here prefers those kind of big watches, and if you can pull it off, that's fine. And bravo, and just keep enjoying these watches. And he doesn't seem to have any prejudice against G-Shocks, even though he's a fan of Panerai. Christian Christian Desmarais, or maybe it's Christian Desmarais. I don't know. Christian Desmarais 8135 says the bloopers at the end. You see, some people are actually going and into this channel just to look at the bloopers. And he was talking about here the changes everything. The AWM500D that I reviewed like a year ago, the best metal G-Shock of 2021, under $500. And to give you some context there, you know, so that you don't have to watch the video. You see, I'm the only channel that encourages you not to watch the whole video. Anyway, as a context, the outtake that he's talking about here is after I reviewed the watch, I was talking to my wife. My wife said that I sounded angry, and I said I'm not angry, I'm just extemporaneous. I don't have a script, so I have to like talk like this. I might still be angry or sound angry to her. She's sitting right there. If you don't know it, but she's sitting right there. She's trying to be silent. She's trying to ignore me. It's the actual thing that I said. I said, look, I need a new mic. I was saying it as hard and as loud as I could. I even come off as angry to her. But she's just ignoring me. Just like right now. She's ignoring me, not saying anything about what I'm doing right now. No, look, I'm going to take a picture. She's actually here. Where's my camera? There. She's right there. You see? She's right there, right behind the screen. Okay. And yes, she's still ignoring me. She's banned from the show. Well, let's see. Maybe I'm banned from the house.